What's good, YouTube land? This is Word Collector here, bringing you guys a review of Transformers Energon tow line. I did go back and get his weapon. I don't have any packaging, so we're just going to go straight forward. He is a van. He is a van. He is the least combat-ready vehicle you can think of when you think of the Transformers. And, he does roll fairly well. I do like that he has sculpted ladders, which is cool. He's got a nice red and silver stripe. On the front, you got translucent red windshield with nice little Autobot insignia. A little bit of gold detail there on the sides. Some lines right there. This front section is all in white. There's his spark of combination, I believe it is. And another sculpted ladder. He's got more windows. He's got window on each side and a couple molded in windows on each side as well. You've got things like a port for weapon, 5mm peg, and sculpted in van bits. You can look at the wheels, they're copper, which is really weird. On the back, there's nothing for a license plate, but there is molding to represent doors and a bumper. And on the top, let's remove his weapon. Yeah. You got random light blue section and a bit of gold right here. So, for comparison, let's look at how he scales with his buddies from the Energon line. I know they weren't called Deluxes back in the day, but I don't care. I'm going to call them Deluxe. Here he is with Wheeljack. We'll give him up a little bit. That's how he scales with Wheeljack. And here's the other guy. Here's the other blue guy. Here's Prowl, who's obviously a little bit longer. Quite a bit longer. I'm blue. I don't know that song. But, take these guys away. And we'll get down to transformation. So what you want to do, this guy is really weird, and like you want to open the doors or the sides of the van, and you want to rip off the top of the van. Rip off, and you're left with these two pieces. So we'll leave this off to the side for a split second. Take a look at this. This is the actual robot mode, just in the form of nothing. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. But whatever. It's half of a van. So transform, you want to fold up each shoulder pad. And you want to come here at the shoulder, it's on a stem. It's on two ball joint. No, it's on a ball joint, a universal joint, and a stem. So you just want to straighten your arms out. Fold out, fold down, and then you want to come to the baby blue, fold them out, and you want to take this joint right here, fold it against his back. Actually, apparently you don't. You want to fold it all the way down, so this little notch right here, the combining gimmick will sit flush right in there. And you want to fold his legs down, fold his feet down, split his legs, and now we just need the head. And the head is the part that's not the most obvious. You have to push and then pull up to reveal that, and then you push it back into place. And this shoulder is really wobbly on me right now, because it wasn't this wobbly a couple seconds ago. So maybe, well, it's an issue with the ball joint. Yeah, there we go. The ball joint actually clicks into place inside the shoulder. But there's your basic robot mode. And he is... he's just... harp, 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 harp. I don't know what else to say about the toy. Thank you for... I'm kidding. He looks like he's supposed to be G1 Ironhide, basically. Because G1 Ironhide did the same thing, apparently, with the bottom of the van split off into weapon turret or whatever. I've only seen that. Nothing really new, like, not a lot is new, but you do reveal brown arms and thighs. And there's basically nothing in the back. Besides this little hinge, which you can use to grab him. And the baby blues maneuvered itself down to his legs. Take a look at the head. Pretty indistinct head sculpt. Brown helmet, gold face, different colored eyes. It's a generic robot face. Like, it doesn't remind me of anything. It just reminds me of a generic robot head. And now he's got flare. I don't know if you call these shoulder pads, but they look pretty cool. So, articulation wise, his head can't really, like, it can go 360, but it's a bit tight. And obviously you're gonna have to mess around with that joint because it doesn't peg in the most securely. It pegs in right there. And most of the front of this vehicle mode is translucent red plastic and then painted white and painted blue. Shoulders, as I mentioned, are on a ball joint at the stem in the torso, so they can go in and out. Then they've got basically a universal joint at the shoulder, so they can go all the way up that far. Very nice range of motion. I don't know how much of that was in frame. He's got a ball jointed elbow for good swivel. Nothing at the wrist. Nothing at the waist, which is unfortunate because you could have turned this piece, like, I don't know, give it a mushroom peg right there or something. Hips are on ball joints. Although back in Energon, they probably weren't using mushroom pegged swivels. Hips are on ball joint. Pretty good range. They can only go about that far. There's a small cut in the right there. Yeah, there's not enough of a cut in the hip. No thigh swivel, but he does have, due to transformation, beyond 90 degrees of knee bend. So he can do some nice poses. He can look pretty dynamic. His feet are pretty big, and they have decent sized heel spurs, so you don't have to worry about him falling. Plus, he weighs next to nothing. And the toe has a hinge, so it can go up and down. And it also, hilariously, has a fold-out gun barrels. So you can literally... You know, I don't know if anyone knows the history of the KGB, but one of the common weapons the KGB used was a shoe knife. Like, they'd stick a knife in their shoe, and if they need to, they'd kick and stab you to death. And this completely reminds me of a shoe knife, but instead it's a gun. So those are more for the combined mode. Because this is an Energon Deluxe, he does combine. So before we look at that, we're going to look at the rest of the van. You've got a lot of detail molded into the base of the van. This panel is on a hinge, so you can fold it down if you want to. It does have things that resemble triple-barreled blasters on it, so it is weaponized for whatever. It's basically a turret. There's the combiner piece right here, and the face of the vehicle right there. But there are tank treads, which do fold out. They're on ball joints and hinges, and are just pegged together. And the front set of wheels are on hinge, so you can literally have this standing there as a battle platform, and then, I don't know, sit him on it. Let's see if he sits on it. Yeah, he sits on it. Oh, I forgot to... I'm looking at his weapon, and I don't really want to talk about it, but I kind of have to talk about it. It's just a solid chunk of translucent red plastic. There's a ball joint connection for this little radar dish. It's not even a weapon, really. Like, it's not even a gun. Like, let me try something. I haven't actually tried this yet, but I think you can remove this, and I think you can plug it in right here, and you can basically do this kind of thing, which, if that's intended, great. I don't really know. I didn't get instructions with this guy. So, yeah, that's the weapon's gimmick. It folds out. So just leave that there. I'll plug this back in. Heck. Come on. Come on. There we go. And it's got a variety of 5mm pegs. You got one on each side up here, one here, and one here. So we'll just show him holding it. If he actually holds it to the ground, he can't really stand, because it's about as long as he is. So he can do that, or he can take it out of his hand. You can plug it in here for some weaponization, half-assed weaponization, but still counts. You can plug it in here, and it actually pegs in here and here. Or you can peg it in there, or you can peg it in like that, or like that. It's your toy. Do with it what you will. But that's about it for him by himself. So I have to get Wheeljack and Prowl into their combined modes to do the rest of the video, so I'll be right back. So before we get down to this guy with other Energon figures, he does still combine with this. And if there's one thing I can harp on a little about, it, this guy does not have a pair of pants mode. Like, if you notice, this is on the top, so you can't just, I don't know, you can't do this because there's nothing to connect to right there. Although, actually I'm going to try. There's no actual connection right there, but whoa, that's basically what it would look like. So we'll get that out of the way. We will turn this guy into his shirt mode. Do it. You have to straighten this out basically to what they were in vehicle mode. And oh Jesus, I'm looking at the toy more than I am than the toy is looking at the camera. But that's basically all there is to his shirt mode. He's got his legs as like turrets behind him. and you just peg him, oh Jesus, into the turret, and now he's a torso with tank treads. I don't know what to do with this. But if I take him away, you can plug Prowl on right here, and now Prowl is too heavy for the legs. Yeah, he's way too heavy for the legs. But there. So there's that, and we'll get into some actual combining. Take Wheeljack as legs, and there is his combined mode. And yeah, it's pretty crappy. It's pretty crappy. Take the weapon, plug it into his hand, if you so choose. And there you go. That's basically everything about this guy. Actually, I don't need to take that off. He literally takes 2 seconds to transform to his mode. So that's everything I got about Energon tow line. He's hilarious. Like, he's the least prepared for combat transformer I've ever seen, and I definitely can relate to him because he's a fat little harp. But yeah, he's basically an Ironhide, but they couldn't call him Ironhide because they'd already named another toy in the line Ironhide. So thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. But until then, keep it weird.